Hi, welcome to The Good with Dr. Joe. I'm Laura. Here's Dr. Joe.
Hello, guys. Thank you so much for joining us at podcast, The Good with Dr. Joe. Right now, it's 12 noon Eastern. It's 9 Pacific. And what's happening in London?
It's 5 p.m.
They're having a party in London right now. Today, we're going to be talking about the global update on the coronavirus. We're going to talk about, we have another stimulus package that we'll be talking about. We're going to see what the update is. And then we're also going to be talking about preparing to go back to school. Back to school. When is school going back?
Next month.
Next month?
Yeah, I want to say the beginning to middle of month.
Yes.
I think the second week.
We're actually less than 4 weeks before school starts.
Gosh, I feel like we just got out of school.
Yeah, so you got to start preparing your kids on feedback there. So we're preparing your kids on going back to school. All right, this way to see us. We are on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we are on Facebook, we're on Spotify, we're on Google, Apple, and we are where?
Instagram,
and everywhere. Thank you so much for joining us today. And so, Laura, how do you want to start? You remember Laura, right? Laura is our millennium mom. All right, so go ahead. Yeah.
Well, I can start off. I know that Jill Biden will be coming to Georgia tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
As a part of the administration's push to boost the vaccination rates.
Yes.
And her visit will bring her to the Savannah area, where she'll tour a vaccination site Thursday with U.S. Senator Raphael Warnock, Then I came across in the outdoors Dr. Lawton Davis. I believe that's how you say his first name.
Yeah.
Director of the Coastal Health District says coastal Georgia's vaccination numbers have hit a plateau. Where at the virus's peak, more than 1,400 shots were being administered per day. Now some pop-up mobile sites are struggling to even reach 10.
Now, let me just stop you there for a second. There continues to be this theory about whether corona is real or not. Conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
And part of what we're going to talk about today is the new Secretary of Health for England. Now, we've been following England for a while now, and the news has been that the Delta virus, the Delta
I
whatever,
heard about that.
from India has now reached England and is really, really spreading really fast. Wow. That's what they said. Even some parts of the U.S. have also gotten that particular strain, which they call the Delta strain of the coronavirus. But the guy in England now is just dismantling all this theory about coronavirus. Now, what he's saying that, masks, he's saying that the mask doesn't work, doesn't stop it. He's saying that, he literally said that washing of hands is actually a religious activity. And I said, come on. Where you getting all this from? Now, he's just adding a little bit of fire. I think adding a little bit of fire to those people who are pushing this conspiracy theory, to the extreme level. So I think what we're going to do is just look at a little bit of what we have and see what we're doing. So what do you think? What do you think about mask and washing of hands? What do you think generally of that?
Well, the mask, I don't know. I can't really say much on it. I guess it could help in certain cases, but it got to the point where some people were wearing the same mask for hours or days after day, without washing it, and I don't think that would help at all.
Yeah, okay.
But washing hands, I definitely feel like, I didn't wear a mask much through, the beginning of the pandemic and everything. I ended up getting the virus.
You got the virus,
in September.
Mm-hmm. And, because you didn't wear the mask.
Okay. Maybe, I don't know. But I went, there was, when we had hit the, worst of it through the last summer and everything, and all I would do was wash my hands. Anytime I left somewhere, come home, I'd wash my hands. For the most part, until I got it in September, I was fine.
Here's what I think. Because we still, at my office, we still have the mask requirement. If you're coming to a facility, you have to wear a mask. If you don't have one, we give you one temporary one. Okay. There's a reason for the mask. If you do it right, The idea of wearing one mask every day and not changing it, I think that's nasty. Actually, that's nasty.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna breathe into it, and then sometimes let me not even go there. It's nasty. So don't do it. But if you're going to do it, you either have a mask that you can wash, or you have one of those disposable ones that you wear and then dispose to get another one. The point is to protect you from other people and also protect other people from you.
Yeah.
So it really goes both ways. I know there's been argument for or against masks, but I can tell you some of the things I know that masks does, because a lot of times I live in a wooded area. Sometimes when I go home in the evening and you see bugs flying, that has really helped me a lot now, because I put it over my and I have my glasses on, so the bugs, they come with the heat and they go back. There was one particular day before mask that a bug literally got in my mouth. It really got in my mouth. I couldn't get it out. You understand what I'm saying?
Good protein, Joe.
Yeah, well, call it good protein. It's got to be protein that I want, so you can get other sources. So what I want to say is that, though, for me, I think mask is going to be here for a bit. I'm going to keep mine for a bit. All right, that's number one. Number two, look at the flu season. This last flu season. They said it was almost non-existent. Yeah. Why? Because of the increase with the washing of hands and also mask. So it does help, For me, this is what I believe. I believe that there's a purpose. It serves a purpose to have mask.
Right. The bottom part is about the schools and the mask.
Yes. And do you want us to talk about the preparation for school now, or do you want to continue what you
No, that's all I had really on that part.
So,
we could talk about school.
So Biden is coming. Biden, I think the current
First Lady.
The First Lady
will be here tomorrow.
The main focus of this administration is to continue to push vaccines, because they believe that vaccines work and vaccines will help keep the virus down. Okay, even though the argument from the guy in London is saying that it really doesn't work, but if you look at it, though, it does look as if, because of the vaccines, less people are dying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm really not sure, where this guy, his name is Sajid Javid. Sajid Javid, the current Secretary of State for Health and Social Care in London. By the way, he just came in. He came in, took over that position in June when the other guy before, resigned. All right. So now, going back to school in August, what are you doing? Are your kids going, or
my kids will be going. Well, my daughter's still only 3. My son, he'll be going to first grade, so I'm gonna send him to in-person. I don't know if they're gonna do the in-person, give the kids the option or not. Especially here, because I know it varies like county to county. Because Gwinnett County, when my son started kindergarten, Gwinnett County was giving the option for kindergarten, first grade, 6th grade, and 9th grade. And when the beginning of the school year, giving the parents the option to either do virtual or send them in. So, and I know that Rockdale County, they didn't send any of their students, no matter the grade, until the beginning of 2020. They gave them the option, and I think it was only a couple days a week.
Now, here's what CDC is saying. CDC is saying that the schools can continue in-person teaching if they continue to do mask and continue to follow all those other steps. Washing your hands, how many, they reduce it to like 3 or 4 social distancing, about 3 or 4, if you keep that.
Yeah, see, I know my son, because he went to summer school even, and he just finished summer school last week. I think it was Friday, and they still had the mask and everything. Like, I still sent him to school with the mask and everything. And they still had all those still in place. So I'm sure that they're still going to do them when he goes to school.
So it looks as if the schools are going to go back to in-person this August. So it looks as if the option for digital learning is actually going to be very, very low, or if they're going to offer that at all.
Yeah, see, I don't know about any of that yet.
All right. So now, how do you prepare your children? You know, what are some of the my children didn't go this last season, last semester or whatever,
Season.
last season they didn't go at all. They were doing digital learning from home.
Mm-hmm.
Now your kids, they went, and I know a couple of times they had to shut down and send them.
There was a couple times where I know. I want to say it was like December and January. I know one of his classmates had, I think, tested positive in January, and they made him, we had a quarantine for like 2 weeks. It were 10 days, school days, you know, and that's including the 2 days of the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes 14 days, and we had a quarantine and everything. I mean, we were fine, you know, but just because, like, you know, the kid and everybody, like, and then there was another time in December where one of the classmates were exposed, and then we all had a quarantine for 2 weeks into, and there was a lot of time, you know, that, and then I think there was another time where the cases were getting too high in the area, in the county, that they had shut down the schools and went straight to digital learning for like a week or something like that too. So it was kind of like hectic, the whole schedule with it all, but for the most part, I think he benefited more from being in person than he would have being home on the computer, especially being in kindergarten.
Yeah, and there's a lot of parents, especially now that the unemployment, the COVID unemployment, they're gradually phasing them out. Okay, so a lot of parents could not effectively go to work because of the fact that they had to actually manage.
Yeah, there was a lot of times I couldn't even come into work because I was like, okay, well, I had to stay home with my kids. We have to quarantine. Like, and then there's their daycare too, even shut down a bunch of times. Like, you know, and there was times where I had no other choice but to stay home from work.
And
even with a job.
This is what I found out with the kids. You can set up the computer, the Zoom, or whatever they're using to learn, and they can end up on other platforms online. You could think they are on in class on Zoom, and they are actually on Roblox playing one of those games and so on. And there's no way the teacher can tell, you know, whatever they're doing. You know, so well, for me, I think I am considering the idea of actually having them go back to school this fall. Okay, so now how do you prepare them? How do you get them ready, you know, for school? I think we need to start preparing them now. If you have young children, especially those who didn't go to school during the last couple of months, this is the time to start preparing them. Okay, the mask. Okay. Your touching, what to touch and what not to touch. Yeah. Washing of hands.
I made sure I kept him. He had his hand sanitizer and everything. I made sure he kept that with him.
And keeping the social distancing, even though this is what I've been told by the English people. I was thinking that English people were on lockdown, but now they said they are going back to pre-COVID activities. They are not going to even recognize. I think that's a little bit dangerous, though. You know. Unless they have...
I mean, yeah, that's kind of a risk taking.
Yes. Unless they have scientific evidence to support what they're trying to do. What do you think?
No, yeah, I think that's like a big risk taking that they're going to try to do. You know, especially, I mean, like here we had a lot of people drop the mask mandate for fully vaccinated, and obviously for the most part things are working out, you know? But then you have those people who haven't gotten vaccinated, like, they're due to HIPAA violation and everything. Like, they can't really technically, like, you know, ask you. I mean, they can say, are you vaccinated or not? But at the end of the day, due to HIPAA, you don't have to disclose that information.
Yeah.
You know? And so there's people out here who, like, you know, since Walmart and everybody, like, you know, fully vaccinated people don't have to wear their mask, but you don't know how many of those people are walking in there who aren't vaccinated.
That's the thing, especially when you're traveling.
You know,
You're traveling international travels, you know, you're going overseas. And a lot of the policies from one country to another is just a little bit different, you know. So if you're traveling, you want to find out exactly what the policy is, what their COVID protocol is, wherever you're going, to make sure you don't go there. And then you have to quarantine for 2 weeks, and then you can do what you're going there to do. So I think the idea here, the policy of the Biden administration is to continue to push vaccines until we get to herd immunity and then maybe even more. And then people can begin to relax a little bit. I think that's a fair thing to do.
Yeah, because I think Georgia's like
37.
Yeah, not like
37%
vaccinated.
Yeah,
we're like on the lower side of the fully vaccinated.
Yeah, I don't know why we're on the lower side. Okay, so let's talk about the IRS a little bit. Before I hand over to Laura, I just want to let you know where to see us. We are on YouTube. It's just hashtag The Good with Dr. Joe on YouTube. We are on Instagram every Wednesday, 12 noon. We are on Spotify. We are on Google. We are on Facebook. And you can actually search, and then you get us. All right. So what do we have? What's going on with the stimulus package?
Well, the IRS is expected to start sending out payments for the new child tax credit next week.
Actually. Next week.
On the 15th. They're supposed to be hitting, like, you know, the direct deposits and everything.
And how much?
It is providing monthly payments worth up to $300 for children younger than 6 and $250 for those aged between 6 and 17.
Do you have to do anything to get this to get considered for a direct deposit?
Well, if you filed your taxes this year or last year, whichever one it was, and they have you in the system, they'll just go out and send it to you automatically into whatever form of payment you chose. Like if you chose the paper check, if you chose direct deposit, they're gonna send it. So say me, I got direct deposit on my taxes, so mine should hit my account just automatically. I wouldn't have to do anything. But for those who didn't file taxes, just like they had for the original stimulus check, they have a non-filers tool where you can go on and opt in and put your information on how you choose to get it.
So you go to
IRS.
irs.gov and you can probably search under where is my payment, and they direct you to where to put your information in. And so you get
and they have it too. They have a tool on there where you can see if you are eligible for it or not too also. So I mean they should have sent out mail, like you should have got something in the mail or something like saying how you were eligible and how much you were eligible for. But if you didn't receive it or if you didn't, like you aren't sure, they have a tool that you can go on and put your information to see if you are eligible for that.
So you should have already received a communication from the IRS. Okay. So there's a lot of news out there about people scamming, people calling, trying to let you know that you qualify and they want to get your personal information.
Yeah.
The IRS does not do that, So you get a letter in the mail telling you exactly what to expect and what to do. If you're in doubt, you go to the irs.gov and then search.
Yeah, I actually got a call not too long ago, a couple weeks ago, saying that I won a government grant for like $9,000 that they pick at all this crazy stuff, and I'm like, what? I'm like, I didn't give them any of my information because I know the IRS does not do that, or the government, and no government official, they're not going to go now through your personal information, and the government doesn't just give out grants like that too.
And let's also give our viewers this. What is the maximum age that you can get that credit? I know Miss Veronica is here. She has 2 children. She would like to get for that. But let's find out what's the age there, an age limit to get that. Yes.
Well, I know it's 17. I'm guessing. I don't think they're gonna do like how the stimulus when if you had a college student you'd get some. I don't believe they're doing that.
17 or lower, you're gonna participate in this package.
But under 6, you get 300. If it's 6 to 17, you get 250, and that's every month up until December throughout the rest of the year. And some people, they gave you a chance. I mean, like a option if you wanted to get the monthly payments, or if you just wanted to opt out of the monthly payment, to where I could have opted out, and when I file my taxes next year, I could have gotten the whole $3,000 or some so and so dollars.
So that's the options. You can get it when you file taxes by April 15 next year.
But you would have had to opt into that option. Like they're not just going to keep your money and not give it to you unless you chose for that.
Absolutely.
Which you would have to go on the tool to do that.
Yeah, quick update on the PPP. They are still, for a lot of applications that went in, it's actually stuck. It's stuck there now. I'm not sure why. Maybe because they have a lot. So if you have not got the PPP yet, they are still processing. Also, the EIDL, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, especially for those who are applying for an increase. If you're applying for increase, yes, it's still going on. They're processing. Just from time to time, check your inbox for emails or text from them to get. All right, so now we're looking at, just got an information that the United Kingdom has scheduled August 16 as a day of celebration of freedom. So Freedom Day celebration from COVID.
From COVID?
Oh, wow.
You know, so the people of United Kingdom have now actually scheduled a day, August 16, to celebrate freedom from COVID. So we're going to try to get some more information on that. That's just live. We're just getting that in right now. So we're going to try to figure out what is going on, where this came from, and what they're doing, you know, so we can figure out what we can do with it. Okay, so we just got a comment online that the virus here. So I hope the people in England, you're listening. We just have a comment here that the virus is real, and it says that there are national and international data to support the problem called COVID-19. It's actually a virus that says real. You know, okay, well,
it's real. I definitely got it.
Yes, okay. This is
I don't know if it was man-made or not, but it's definitely real.
Yeah, speaking from experience. So hopefully, I don't know if we're able to get somebody from England who can tell us exactly what's going on, how they came up with this celebration. They're having a celebration on August 16 as a day of freedom from COVID. If there's anybody in England, if you have any information, if you want to share with us how you guys came with that idea, that's something we'd like to know, and what evidence or data you have to support your argument that the virus is not real. We would like to know that. So anything else before we go? It's almost time to end.
No, it's just about the new system, about the child tax credits. The new system is hoped to have half the number of children in poverty during the next 12 months, something that President Biden sees as a key part of the recovery plan. The president said that this is an historic progress, pulling our economy out of the worst crisis in 100 years, driven in part by our dramatic progress in vaccinating our nation and beating back the pandemic, as well as other elements in the American Rescue Plan.
There continues to be debate in Congress right now whether there should be another PPP or whether there shouldn't be another PPP. Now, this is directly to, you are a business person, you're a small business person, and you're still going through difficulty because we know that the problem from COVID is not going to go away in one day or go away in 1 month. It may not even go away in 1 year, especially the economic havoc that a lot of people suffered from COVID. So you can still reach out to your senator, reach out to your congressman or congresswoman and let them know that we need additional help because they have the power to help. And they are talking about that right now. So you speak up and let your senators know, let your congress people know that you need the help. Any last words?
No.
All right, so go ahead and say,
see you next week.
Hasta la vista. Thank you all so much for joining. Oh, we're getting a lot of
blowing up.
we're getting a lot of people joining in. Yeah, lot of comments. Just one quick question. Got a call coming in. Yeah, hello. So sir, so what can you tell us about what is happening there right now? We just got a live call from England.
Yeah, COVID has been abolished. Everybody's going to have a party.
Okay. So
COVID has been abolished in England. We have a new Secretary of State for Health. The old policies have already been swept away. The new one means I'm going for a football match now with thousands of people joining in the match between England and Denmark. There is no more restriction right now.
Okay, so we're just getting a live feed that England has abolished COVID and also abolished all COVID restrictions. So right now, it said they're having party. There's a match going on between England and Denmark, and they're actually going to the sport arena, to the stadium for that right now. So, sir, is there any scientific proof or data to support your argument in England?
The new Secretary of State for Health is brand new.
Yes.
He's just on the job, and he's got all the data. He's going to produce that later to Parliament, but the people have been let go. He came like Moses.
Wow.
He let the people go so that they can worship me. Before he came, there was the old Secretary of State. You couldn't allow 19 people to come together for a church service. If it were 19, the priest has to be fell asleep. The new one says, come with your tambourines, come with your drum, come with your loud voices, sing and dance, and nothing.
Wow,
Nothing will happen in the places of worship. So the people have been let go like Moses.
that's actually a lot of dramatic change in England. What we just learned now on a live commentary, that prior to today, you couldn't have more than 20 people attending a church service. They couldn't sing. They just watch. Now all of that is gone, so you can go to church freely and everything. Thank you so much, sir. We're going to look out for that, those data and those evidence to support this policy. And once we get that, we're going to share with our viewers here in the USA. Thank you so much, sir, for coming, and thank you guys for joining us today. Please look out for our spot on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're everywhere. Thank you so much. See you next time.
See you next week.
Hasta la vista.